The story of the Indian Space Research Organization is a testament to India's scientific spirit. It began in 1962, not long after India gained independence. Dr. Vikram Sarabhai shared his vision for space exploration. This vision led to the formation of encompasses.
In 1969, encompasses became ISRO. Dr. Vikram Sarabhai became its first chairman. From humble beginnings, ISRO rose to become a leading space agency. The 1970s marked a period of significant growth for ISRO. It was a decade of experimentation and learning. ISRO focused on developing indigenous capabilities in satellite technology. The goal was to launch satellites into space using Indian rockets.
In 1975, ISRO achieved a historic milestone. It successfully launched its first satellite, Aryabhata, into space. Aryabhata was a scientific satellite that carried instruments to study astronomy and atmospheric phenomena. Though its operational life was short, Aryabhata was a symbol of India's arrival on the global space stage. Following Aryabhata, ISRO launched a series of experimental satellites. These satellites were smaller and carried specific scientific payloads. They helped ISRO refine its launch capabilities and satellite technologies.
In 1979, ISRO launched Bhaskara-1, an experimental Earth observation satellite. Bhaskara-1 demonstrated the practical applications of space technology. The successes and challenges of this era shaped the agency's future. The 1980s witnessed ISRO taking bolder steps in space exploration. The focus shifted towards developing more powerful rockets and advanced satellites. This decade saw the birth of India's space workhorse, the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, or PSLV.
A significant achievement came in 1980 with the successful launch of Rohini RS-1 on board SLV-3. This marked India's entry into the exclusive club of nations capable of launching satellites using indigenously developed launch vehicles. The SLV-3, though a modest launcher, signified a giant leap for India's space program.
In 1981, Apple, an experimental communications satellite, was launched. Apple proved the feasibility of using satellites for communication and paved the way for the INSAT series. The 1980s ended with ISRO laying a strong foundation for the future.
Section 4, A Decade of Firsts, 1990s.
The 1990s proved to be a defining decade for ISRO. This decade saw the operationalization of the PSLV and the development of the Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle, or GSLV.
The year 1994 witnessed the first successful launch of the PSLV, a testament to ISRO's engineering prowess. The PSLV, with its ability to place satellites into polar orbits, became the mainstay of India's space program.
Building upon the success of the PSLV, ISRO embarked on developing the GSLV, a more powerful rocket capable of launching heavier satellites into geostationary orbit.
The 1990s also saw ISRO expanding its reach beyond Earth's orbit. The first lunar mission, Chandrayaan-1, was conceptualized in this decade.
Chandrayaan-1, launched in 2008, marked a significant milestone in India's space program. The foundation for India's future space endeavors, including interplanetary missions, was firmly laid in this decade of firsts.
Section 5. Reaching New Heights, 2000s.
The 2000s marked a turning point for ISRO as it achieved new milestones and embarked on ambitious interplanetary missions.
In 2001, ISRO successfully launched GSAT-1, its first geostationary communication satellite using the GSLV. This launch marked a significant step forward in India's space program.
The year 2008 witnessed a historic moment for India's space program with the launch of Chandrayaan-1, India's first mission to the moon.
Chandrayaan-1 discovered evidence of water molecules on the lunar surface, a groundbreaking finding that rewrote lunar science. In 2009, ISRO launched its first dedicated space observatory, AstroSat.
This mission showcased ISRO's capability in developing scientific payloads and undertaking complex space-based observations. The 2000s ended with ISRO establishing itself as a leading spacefaring nation. The stage was set for ISRO to take on even bolder challenges in the 2010s.
Section 6 India on the global stage 2010s and beyond.
The 2010s and beyond witnessed ISRO solidifying its position as a global space powerhouse.
In 2014, ISRO made history with the Mars orbiter mission, Mangalyaan.
ISRO tested its reusable launch vehicle technology.
In 2017, ISRO launched 104 satellites in a single mission.
ISRO is developing the Gaganyaan program to send Indian astronauts into space.